From the roving studios of the West Coast Funny Car Factory, this is a special pop-up Nitro Reports. Presented by your friends at Good Vibrations Motorsports, with performance parts, safety equipment, fuel systems, and superchargers. Sold worldwide at dragparts.com. Stith Printing and Legends of Nitro for all your branding, t-shirt screen printing, and embroidery needs, and home of the new Famoso drag strip vintage collection at stithprinting.com. This show is with Famoso Drag Strips' Blake Bowser. He's got information on entries to the 2021 Good Vibrations March Meet, presented by Lucas Oil.
Darr Hawthorne here for the Nitro Reports while Donnie is up playing in Las Vegas at the Four Wides.
Sure, it even says it. Nitro
That's it.
Reports. Look at that.
I dropped in and there's nothing going on at Famoso this weekend because the Four Wides are up there and a lot of the guys who work at Famoso are up there helping out and bringing that professional quality to National Hot Rod Association drag racing. But I'm here with Blake Bowser and
I'm out here.
He's here. One of the things that I wanted to accomplish in a brief interview with Blake was where we are right now in terms of the May March meet for the Good Vibrations March meet of 2021 in terms of the crowd, in terms of the purse and things like that. And so I thought, as we did last month, it made a lot of sense to have Blake tell it like it is.
Yeah, so like we announced last month, the purse is dependent on number of spectators we can have. And so what we're, I'm sure you're referring more to the Nitro team entries, which is there's a minimum $1,000 entry that we're asking the teams to make. And then that turns into a gate credit out at the front gate of actually $1,500. So they can purchase all their tech card, their crew passes, all that. And that same $1,000 gets put into the purse. So if we had 0 spectators, which thankfully we've changed from there, we'll get to that, then we would take that $1,000, and if there was 20 funny cars in the event, then the purse would be $20,000. We actually take that money and also put it in the purse. We are also adding any non-qualifiers. Funny car would be a 16-car field. Any non-qualifiers would get $500. So essentially you're getting your money back in the credit at the gate of $500 and $500 for if you're a non-qualifier. So you're guaranteed to get your money back. Let's put it that way. As of April 1st, the county moved our color code here in California. State reopening guidelines is all color coded. Purple to red, and red gave us 20% capacity. We announced when we did the Nitro signups that if we go to 25% capacity, we will we'll go back to last year's purse. So in other words, the teams would still pay their $1,000. If we get 50 or 60 teams, that's obviously $56,000 coming in, but the purse is $114,000, I think it is. So we, the track, would make up the difference, which we're going to do because now we are at the orange color. I don't know my rainbow
flashcards.
We are in orange, and that gives us a 33% capacity. So we're still having the teams pay the $1,000, but that gets applied to the purse, and we make up the difference. So we, the track, so we are now going to have full purse from last year for all Nitro categories, and the spectator income will obviously support the difference. So that's kind of where we're at. Does that make sense?
Yes, but that's funny car, top fuel, Nitro Pro Comp, and fuel altered.
And fuel altered.
Okay.
Yeah, we still are asking the entry of $1,000, and that was going to be the total purse in each category. If 8 fuel altered sign up, the purse is going to be $8,000. But now we're going to go ahead and make last year's purse effective, so it's going to be a full purse this year in all those categories. Yes.
How is it going to be different? I mean, you had mentioned when we were speaking earlier that there will be no walk-up sales of tickets. So anybody who's expecting to just drop by and picking up a Saturday ticket is not going to happen.
It's not going to happen at this point. Yeah, the state has mandated that we everything is pre-sales. So right now we're selling a full event credential. We do have some dates that right now, again, we're only allowed to sell 1/3 capacity. If by April 28th, if we haven't reached our 1/3 capacity of the the full event tickets, we're going to switch to start selling a 3-day ticket. And then by May 12th, if we haven't reached our 1/3 capacity, we're going to switch to selling a 2-day ticket. So there are future options available. Maybe, if we get our 1/3 in the next week or two, and then we're sold out. Now, if we change to the yellow color, we get to go to 66% capacity. Then that opens up some more. But to answer your question, you're right. At this point, there are no walk-up sales allowed. Everything has to be pre-purchase, pre-sell. You show your ticket at the gate and they scan it and you come in. So that's the approach now. That's how it's going to be different. You can't walk up and buy a Saturday ticket or a Sunday ticket or even a Friday ticket. It looks like we won't even have 1 days for sale because we're going to fill up with the full event or the 3-day or the 2-day. So
well, if you start selling 1 days, then that precludes you selling a 3-day.
We would just sell out Saturday. Yeah. And then what do we do with Thursday, Friday, and Sunday? Well, I can't sell a ticket because I can't have. It just gets too confusing. So we're doing the full event, then the 3-day, then the 2-day on those dates, coming up. So
how and you had also talked about an early roll-in to where if you're parked with your rig, you're not going to have to move. You're not going to have to move out and come back in.
Yeah, and that's kind of by design to allow, so we're not stacked out there like crazy. We're calling it, did it last year, it's called early bird parking and testing. Now there's a gate fee involved in that. Each team has to pay a gate fee for the crew to come in, and we're going to release those details next week on all that. So parking on Friday, testing Saturday and Sunday, but you can just park if you want. All you do is pay the gate fee to get in. Now when you show up, we're going to check you in for the March meet, for the Good Vibrations March meet.
Presented by Lucas
Oil. Thank you. When you show up, you're going to get checked in for that. So there'll be 2 things involved. You'll pay for the gate fee to get in, then you'll get checked in for the event. You get your wristband, you get your lanyard, all that stuff. And then once you get parked, that's where you will be for the event. And then yes, at that point, you're free to come and go until the event starts. Yeah.
Stith Printing is your leader in corporate and individual identity marketing with over 3 decades of delivering the best quality garments for your budget and promotions. At Stith Printing, we offer in-house design, providing strong graphic solutions for any project with fabric screen printing or high-density embroidery. Stith's diverse background and attention to detail gets the job done on time and on budget, then ships the job to your door. Whether you field an international racing team, a statewide construction company, a local softball team in a church league, or the convenience store down the street, Stith Printing has the crew to deliver your next printing and branding project. Good Vibrations Motorsports specializes in the parts you need for gas, alcohol, and nitro engines. If you're muscling a funny car or top fueler down the quarter mile, cutting a rooster tail across the lake, or cruising the boulevard, Good Vibrations has the blower and fuel system solutions for your personal ride and race car. If you want to go fast, really fast, then Good Vibrations Motorsports is ready to hear from you at goodvibesracing.com.
My name's Pat Austin, and you're watching the Bitchin' Nitro Reports.
I just want to make sure that some people have said that there's not going to be any media allowed. Does that also mean no photographers, or how is that going to be handled?
So we got to clear that up, because in our opening guidelines that we received back in June, when the county let us reopen under our car and driver and 4 crew limitation, they told us to not have any media out here. So we need to clarify that. We have to go back to the county and clarify how we can sell our food and beverage. And we're trying to figure out what we are. We're going through a little identity crisis. Are we a venue like Disneyland, or are we a venue like Dodger Stadium? Dodger Stadium has seats around the event. People don't really move around too much.
Truly a stadium.
Truly a stadium, yeah. Disneyland is an open venue with some seating, with some shows, with some things going on, which I think that's kind of what we are. We've got, a vendor row, a swap meet, pits are open, car show. You can sit and watch the races. So we think we identify with that, and that will help us decide how we can sell, food and beverage, and if we can have any media.
A&W root beer too.
He's waiting to come in. Believe me, he wants to. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, Craig was here last weekend testing the filter, and he, can I come? Or we got to find out. So,
will there be an element of vendors row and a swap meet as well?
And we're keeping that by design kind of spread out and smaller this year out of respect for the opening guidelines. So yes, we're going to have a vendor row, going to have a swap meet, going to have a car show. Everything will take place. It's just going to be on a little bit different look to it, just so out of respect for the distancing guidelines that we're supposed to have.
Which is now 3 feet or 6 feet.
That's good. Who you talk to? Yeah, that's who you talk to.
Well, I
hope it's 3 feet because you and I are about that right now.
I have my mask on.
I'm fully vaccinated, by the way.
Yes. I'm not going to show a card. So. It's going to be a different Good Vibrations March meet, but it's going to be the same level of competition. It'll be the same gasser classes. Anyone in all those classes will remain.
We're going to have a record number of cars. We are not being limited on the cars because the cars, all the teams.
I mean, your only limitation is the pits.
Oh, that's the size of our pits, right? Because each team creates their own distancing by putting a canopy out. So a rig sets up, puts a canopy out. So they're accomplishing the guidelines that they want as far as space, here's their square footage, they all do it for themselves. So we have not been given a limit on cars. So we're going to have a bunch. In fact, Jim and James Mayer with Good Vibrations are putting together a Sifka and Double B funny car class. I think last report, James had over 20 cars coming to that.
That's awesome.
We got Pro Mods coming. As well as all of our nitro categories, our gassers, A through D, Nostalgia 1, 2, 3, Hot Rod. We're going to have record numbers in all those. So it's going to be one heck of a show, I can tell you that. So if you don't mind paying a little more to get in this year, the 4-day, maybe the 3-day or the 2-day in the future, you're going to see one heck of a show.
How is motorhome parking and buying?
Well, it's good. I mean, and that kind of falls under our limitations. And the same thing happens there. They set up, on
self-distance.
They self-distance. So that's all, we're doing this in the whole property. We're selling limited tickets for spectators. They can spread out in the seats. We're selling RV passes. There's really not a limit on that side because they self-distance and the pits self-distance. So we're going to make an effort to spread out the vendor row and the swap meet. And you know what? The car show, we'll spread all out through the Grove and all that. So, we're doing everything right. The staging lanes, every car is separated by a lane or nose to tail, so they're spaced out.
Mask requirement.
Everything, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everything is really, there. We're following all the protocols.
Right.
What's going to be very different is just the limit on spectators. So if you want to come, you should get a ticket sooner rather than later. And you can hold out for a chance to buy that 3-day or 2-day, but if we sell out, if we hit our limit, I got no more tickets. So
So then, do it now, and it's through the Famoso drag strip website.
Yeah, you'll link you'll see right there your options for buying tickets. Option 1, option 2. Option 1 is if you're going to buy a camping pass, you can buy a camping pass, parking pass, your body pass. Option 2 is strictly, and those are good starting on Tuesday of the event. You can roll in on Tuesday, see the test and tune on Wednesday, and then you're here for the event. Option 2 is a 4-day ticket starting on Thursday, and then we'll have obviously more options later on if we get there.
Great.
But, all online, real simple. FOAT, F-O-A-T. You can go there and then search for March Meet, or you can just go to our website on the front page. You can click on the links and purchase it. Or if you have a problem, call the track. We can help you out. We can walk through the purchase with you.
Yeah, I know you've been getting a few calls.
Get some phone calls. Yeah. We can print your tickets and mail them to you.
One last thing. There's been a lot of talk of possible pay-per-view or live streaming, that's still up in the air, I assume, based on how many people are going to be here.
Yeah, I've talked to Chad with Bank Shift, and we got some stuff waiting. Yeah, we've heard of him, right? Yeah, so we're hoping to get enough money this year to give Chad enough money to buy a new pair of flip-flops. That's
awesome.
Our goal.
I'll chip in on that.
Goal, so now, I haven't decided whether it be a pay-per-view or a free preview. We need if we can get enough people in here, we'll work something out. But right now, we just got to sell tickets, and you want to come to the race, you got to come to the race. It's just we're in a tough spot this year. We need to sell tickets, and because we're so limited, we have to sell them for a little more than normal. You got to buy more days than normal. You can't, like I say, can't buy the 1 day. You got to buy the full event or the 3 day or the 2 day, and just kind of help out this year.
So also,
when you sit down, you look left and you look right. If people aren't there, you paid them not to be there, right? I mean, you paid enough to get that space.
And also internationally, a lot of people can't come. And
you're right. Yeah.
So I mean, that's not a major part of the crowd that comes here, but there is an international scope to the Good Vibrations March meeting.
You're right. No, it is. It's well known around the world, and we'd like to do something that would satisfy that crowd. But we just got to take care of ourselves right now. We got to stay open. We got to pay the bills. We got to have a race that makes some money and keep the guys employed here, and maybe make some improvements.
I know you've said a couple of times, if you hadn't pulled off the Good Vibrations March meet for 20, that it would have been a very different year and
it would
a very different employee structure here at Famoso.
We'd probably be closed right now.
Yeah,
we'd probably be just waiting it out. But because we were able to pull off the March meet, and we could take that money and basically just sink it back in the property into our overhead, labor, rent, maintenance, all that stuff. We got to keep going. There's tracks right now that are shut down, sitting idle, waiting.
Fontana.
And that's one example right there. So a lot of tracks never opened last year. Good friend of ours, the Bill Bader at Summit, in Norwalk, never opened last year.
Right.
So some tracks just chose to sit it out last year, and still sitting it out this year. So we probably would have been there. We would have just said, you know what, if that had happened a week before the March meet, we would not be open right now. Yeah.
Good Vibrations Motorsports specializes in the parts you need for gas, alcohol, and nitro engines. If you're muscling a funny car or top fueler down the quarter mile, cutting a rooster tail across the lake, or cruising the boulevard, Good Vibrations has the blower and fuel system solutions for your personal ride and race car. If you want to go fast, really fast, then Good Vibrations Motorsports is ready to hear from you at goodvibesracing.com. Stith Printing is your leader in corporate and individual identity marketing, with over 3 decades of delivering the best quality garments for your budget and promotions. At Stith Printing, we offer in-house design, providing strong graphic solutions for any project with fabric screen printing or high-density embroidery. Stith's diverse background and attention to detail gets the job done on time and on budget, then ships the job to your door. Whether you field an international racing team, a statewide construction company, a local softball team in a church league, or the convenience store down the street, Stith Printing has the crew to deliver your next printing and branding project.
So, well, there you have it, everybody. Straight from the horse's mouth. That's as fresh as we can get it. And one of the things that I've already talked with Blake about is that we're going to hopefully be doing a Friday morning before racing starts of some kind of like who's here,
right?
And then Saturday morning would be another of who's here and what they're doing and qualifying, and then Sunday for elimination. So we're trying to give everybody as much information and as much hooking up with you guys as best we can. To let you know that the Good Vibrations March meet presented by Lucas Oil is coming up.
Yep, we just got to hang on, and next year's going to be a much better, bigger year, and we just got to get there. So, you never want to wish time off your life, but I want to get there really bad. But we got to get through it. So we're finding ways to pay the bills and survive, and that's all we're doing right
There's no fast forward.
No, there's not. Yeah.
So thanks for tuning in. I'm Darr Hawthorne, that's Blake Bowser. We'll see you soon.